whistle is so wet.
Your whistle?
My whistle, so wet.
Wow.
Oh,
Do you know where that comes from?
no.
See,
World
this
War
is-
II.
This is like an
World
old.
War
I think
One.
it's either
Yeah.
Irish or British. I don't know what fucking year it was, but it just used to be a thing
Gulf War.
back when you would drink in the pubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
There would be a whistle on the handle of your beer. So when you were out of beer, you would just blow the whistle. And the
Oh,
bar,
dude.
the
That's a
bar
good
Totally.
idea.
I've seen those.
Yeah,
I've
but-
seen those. And I also, I used to. Probably don't have it anymore. I don't think it's something I would have kept. But my friend gave me for my birthday a mug that had a little bell on it. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a glass mug with a brass bell. And you just flicked it. Like almost like a bike bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super rude, but I love it.
Yeah.
Super rude, yeah.
Oh,
Molaga wench.
Yeah.
let's fucking do the proper intro. This is
Okay.
Pretty Much Experts. I'm Robert John here in Dublin, Ireland. There's Mikey live casting from the car while driving.
Carcast, baby.
Carcast, baby. And then my other brother there, Skyler, couch casting.
I'm actually in a bed. Bed
Ooh.
cast
Bed
in.
Bed cast in.
Ooh. Pants
Yeah.
off.
And,
Oh no, they're on. Just undone.
before we get this week's episode, we're going to talk about Ted Bundy and the Confession Tapes documentary series.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
we're going to kick things off with some gripes. Our favorite
Yeah,
part of the
some hot
week.
grapes.
We
It really is.
pretty much
It
the
really
three
is.
of us are just annoyed at the whole world, and every week we sit down and just talk about what is going on.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
going to
hot,
start things
Fred?
off with a little two-parter from last week's, my ongoing gripe with the Irish language I'm struggling to comprehend.
Oh no.
That was so fun last week.
I have a quick one for you guys. Just a few off the top of my head.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay, so in Ireland, there is a brand name for sheds. What do you think the brand name of a shed is? And you can go to the store and pick up X name of a shed.
I'm gonna say O'Malley's.
Well, like, back to, like, your little lead in there, Skyler, with the fucking wet your whistle thing.
Yeah.
Like, this affects English language globally that you had no idea. I'll just
Wow.
cut to the chase.
What?
They're called shanties.
Oh, okay.
So you can go
Okay.
fucking hardware store and pick up a shanty for your yard. And
Oh.
poor people just live in shanties.
O'Malley's shanty.
O'Malley's shanties. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I just thought that like a shanty was just like a shitty house, but
Yeah,
I guess that's
just
all
a
a shed
shed.
is.
Little shanty back garden shed.
Yeah.
This
I was
one-
thinking shack, and shanty's
Close.
like the Irish equivalent to shack.
Yeah. But it's just a brand name like
It's a
Oreo.
brand name. Yeah, you can go to the shanty factory.
Shanty
Yeah.
brand shanties.
Stop in at the
Yeah.
shanty assembly line.
It's like fucking Q-tip or right? Like
Yeah.
people always ask for Q-tips, but it's like no, that's just the brand name. That's cotton swabs of like a specific brand name, right?
Yeah, or like Pepsi.
I wouldn't say Pepsi. I would like
They just
Q-tips
means a
is like-
delicious drink.
delicious drink. Yeah, give me a Pepsi. This is water.
You guys might know these ones, which is funny but confusing. What do you think you call underwear in Ireland?
Your knickers.
Butt paper.
No, they're called pants.
No, they're not.
Pants.
How do you think? What are pants? Trousers?
Trousers.
Slacks?
Trousers, slacks, or jeans. You have to be specific.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So like one night, this was a while ago, talking to a guy about he went out to get his mail and the door shut behind him. He's like, I'm wearing nothing but me pants. And I'm like, I don't care. That's not an embarrassing
that's
story,
not
dude.
embarrassing
He's like,
at
his
all.
door's locked. I'm out me pants in the front yard. And I'm like, dude, I'm wearing my pants right now. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Should I be embarrassed?
Yeah.
Going out like this in my pants?
Locked out me pants. Like, really?
No.
It's like this Scotland where you get caught not wearing a kilt. You're like,
Yeah, I'm just like,
flogged.
it's not a problem, dude. It's not an
As long as, you
issue.
have your,
Whatever.
as long as you have your pants on underneath your kilt.
Yeah.
And
So, like, is that the male version? Like, is panties female and pants male?
I don't know. They still
Or
call
do
them
women
pants.
also wear
No,
pants?
they said it's pants.
There's nothing sexy about that though. Like, why don't you go put on a sexy pair of pants?
Well,
you
they
talking
all,
like Lululemon? Like what? What the sexy pair of pants.
second
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, I
Just
don't know.
like, yeah.
That's
It's
weird.
just
That's
weird
backwards.
things where the languages just don't line up. And I'll like openly speak about, I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get some new pants. And people are like, man, I don't want to know, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why this is awkward all of a sudden, but I did just tell some like old lady in a coffee shop that I need new pants. My pants are all wet. Like,
Oh, I got my pants all dirty.
my pants are all wet.
Got my mess in my pants.
Got my rip in my
Fell
pants.
down and messed my pants.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. So like, where did drawers come from? Like our
I might be
grandparents used to
British. I don't know.
always call them
Drawers, yeah.
drawers,
Yeah, drawers is a thing in my nan's house for sure.
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
always wearing drawers around the house.
Yeah.
And one
Yeah.
thing that I do like that I've picked up recently, like they don't use coasters, they use beer mats. I think that's
Beer man.
I like that way better.
What
Like
if
a-
you're
Are
not
they the
drinking
same
beer?
size?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing, just in like a pub, just get the beer mat down. Like it just sounds cooler. Like a coaster sounds so like doily and protective and proud. But like a beer mat, like, that's cool.
I dig it. I dig it.
But like, what if
You'd
you're not?
expect something bigger though than
No, just a
your
little
standard coaster size.
standard beer mat, stamp of the beer on the one side, directions or some shit on the other.
What about when they drink their tea? Are they using a beer mat then?
No, I think they have like a little saucer.
Saucer.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like on a little plate thing.
Yeah.
Do they drink tea in Ireland?
Yeah,
Yeah, Irish breakfast, man.
yeah. But
That's where it
tea,
comes from.
it means
Beer.
more like lunch. It doesn't really mean like sit down and fucking have tea. Like tea's meant to be like break, like have a sandwich, have crackers.
Tea
Like
and
it's
a
it's a
biscuit.
thing. It's not just like we love fucking tea. Let's stop. It's like tea break is like a lunch break kind of thing.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
they have
like a
their
smoke
tea,
break,
they-
right? Like
Yeah. But
Eat the
more
raw
like if someone like
potatoes.
like says like you want to come over for tea kind of thing, it's not just like oh I don't like tea, I'm not coming. It's like oh it means like an hour of like hanging out and talking and
Yeah,
like having
casual,
snacks and
social.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Like, hey, you want to go grab a coffee?
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
more like that.
You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really like oh I don't want coffee, I'm not going. It's like oh they just want to hang out.
Yeah, yeah,
Eat some Timbits.
Yeah,
yeah.
little crackers.
Oh my God! I should add this to the gripe pile, but the fucking slop of humans that fucking hang out at Tim Hortons, man. It's getting
Ooh.
worse.
It's
It's
like
getting
a-
way worse.
I don't know what it is, but it's like you can go like from town to town, and
Oh
there's
my
the
God.
same like crowd of people, just different
I
locales.
wouldn't even call them people. I'd call them creatures.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
they're
Okay.
just mostly filth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. They're just like the film on the bottom of the barrel of humanity.
Ugh.
Felon.
Yeah, it's getting worse. Like I think everyone's kind of got wind of it in the last decade that this is our clubhouse now.
Yeah.
I think it's always kind of been like that, and I blame Hortons for
It
trying
was.
to like get more upscaley. Like they're the kind of company that I feel like is going bankrupt in the next 10 years, and everyone's gonna be like mind blown. How did that happen? Because
I think they're gonna go out of business, and people are gonna be like, "Yeah, we know that."
well, yeah, okay, but I mean, that, like Toys R Us is like a huge, like, oh my god, Toys R Us is out of business, and like Sears
Yeah.
is failing, and it's like Tim Hortons is on that list of like they've spent so much. Like if you think of what Tim Hortons is look like now compared to what they used to, I'm not trying to be like, oh, back in my day it was better. But you go there
It
now
was,
and it's
though.
like a sub shop, like it's all food and shit. It's like no one wants this bullshit. Like I just want coffee and donut.
I want decent
I'm
coffee.
not getting a fucking
and a
$9
decent donut,
sandwich
yeah.
from Tim Hortons. Like,
Yeah.
get
No,
outta
in a
here.
pinch,
In
man, in a pinch.
Yeah, but
they're
like,
good. They're good.
Yeah.
but
I-
that's
but
what their
I-
whole
in a pinch.
business is now is like lunch menu. But they're still
I went-
open 24 hours a day. Like it's still
I went
stuff.
They
to Hortons
haven't really
today.
hammered out the kinks yet, really, when it comes to delivering food. Like, it's like, if you're, like, you might have a 30-minute drive-through if
Yeah.
two people order food.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
Like, it's
holy
not
shit.
quick.
No.
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 They haven't really hammered out those kinks yet.
I feel like I
Get
was
some
there
fucking
today, and I
Chicken
feel like
wedges and shit while you're at it. Like it's a
Yeah.
whole thing.
they do
It's a whole
bed
thing.
like they just started the all-day breakfast,
Yeah.
Maybe not just. It's been like about a year now or so, maybe half a year. And I feel like that's the route that they have to go. Like, don't worry about your sandwiches, your soups and sandwiches. Like, just stick to fucking, like, all-day breakfast and coffee. Like, that's all people want when we come here.
Yeah, make it Denny's.
Soup and a sandwich is nice, but, like, fuck off. You
Yeah.
tried it, you failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's nice to have the option for a soup and a sandwich. There's not too many places you can go to get one.
No.
No.
But it's not particularly enjoyable either.
No.
It takes 40 minutes.
You know what? Like, I went to Mr. Sub today as well, and there's nothing wrong with a good sub.
No.
You know?
Go to a
But
sandwich
that's
shop to get a
way
sandwich.
better, like,
Yeah,
assembly
communal fashion.
line. Like, the way that's set up. Like, you get in, like, Soup Nazi style. Slide your tray to the left. Every ingredient along the way. Pay. Either sit down or fucking get out.
Yeah.
But, like, Hortons is, like, order at the counter. Stand awkwardly beside the counter where someone else orders. There's a huge fucking line.
Yeah.
And there's like
There's now
9
10
people.
of you.
Yeah, 9 new employees in the back that don't know what they're doing making it, and they just like roast beef with tuna.
Yeah.
And slide. It's like I did not order that.
Now, like, it'd be hard to do, like, outside, but, like, the problem with Tim Hortons is, like you're saying, like, if someone orders food, it's, like, your day is
Oh
ruined.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
There goes your entire lunch break.
You're
But they
late for
really
work.
genuinely need, like, an express line. Like,
Yeah. Where it's
you get
just
to
coffee and donuts.
4
muffins.
coffee maximum, right?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can fill 1 tray worth of coffees getting this line.
Well, I often think that even in the drive-thru, like I don't know how you would maneuver that, but like there
Yeah.
should be some kind of express line for drive-thrus where it's like I'm just coming to get a coffee.
Yeah.
Like I generally don't use drive-thrus. I don't mind parking and walking
Yeah.
into a restaurant.
Especially
take
the
a
drive
piss.
through is gonna be so much longer.
It's usually longer
Yeah.
because everyone's ordering food.
Yeah.
Especially at a place like Tim Hortons where they haven't got their shit together and it's not
Yeah.
shouldn't be a food establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's one thing I'm super nostalgic for, Tim Hortons related, and it's back in the day their chocolate chip muffins used to have these fucking gnarly, like,
Oh, yeah, the big ones.
like quarter size chocolate chips on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there'd just be like 3 or 4 on top
Yeah.
and tons of sugar.
Sugar,
miss it.
yeah, that was my
Yeah.
favorite part. Was just the
I
like
loved it.
cube sugar on the top.
It was like full cubes of sugar.
Yeah,
So-
not like full, like, you know, put it in your tea while you're, you know, while you're waiting. But yeah, no, that's the secret to Tim Hortons. Like, even in the morning when I go before work, it's like you have to get out and go in and just
Yeah.
that line. Like, maybe it's 6 people deep, but it's quick, right? And like, even there's 2 stalls usually, so, or caches that you can go to that, like, if someone's always being served kind of deal, right? Like, opposed
Yeah.
to the one window
Yeah.
you order and then you just gotta wait. I don't know. It's as shitty as it is. The trick is you gotta go in. You can't be waiting in line at the drive-thru.
Yeah.
And drive-thrus are just kind of shitty too. Like, I feel
Yeah, I
like
don't.
you're
I don't
just
like it.
idling in them. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
don't
only
know.
sometimes I'll go through the drive-thru. It's honestly like it's usually if I'm really fucking tired or if I'm having possibly vehicle issues where I'm just like, I just want to shut up the vehicle. It's running fine.
Yeah.
It's rolling fine. It's stopping fine. I'm just going to do that. Carry on.
Yeah.
I don't want to shut it off and
Right.
come back to like a dead battery or something. But
So that
I'm
was
sure
your
time
like,
and a place.
that was your impromptu gripe. Do you have
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a real
prepared?
gripe.
Do you have a prepared
wow.
gripe? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I have a prepared gripe. And it's
before you
all
get
of
into
the-
it, I feel like
Jump the
we
gripe
have to
line.
stop. We have to stop griping on Tim Hortons. Only because, like, every episode it's like, so what's your gripes? Well, the Hortons lineup
Fucking
today,
Hortons.
like, we're just fucking harping on Hortons all the time. They suck, but it's like you
They
go
do.
there, you continue to go there, even after they spit in your food. But
I had when I first moved to the city, I didn't drink Hortons for probably 3 months,
yeah.
and then I kind of found myself settled in a place where the Hortons is accessible. I use their bathroom on a daily basis, so I just started buying coffee there.
Fully
Yeah.
And man, there was a turnaround time where I was almost shitting my pants, my
Yeah.
pants and my pants.
both
like-
beds.
Wow.
Like 4 sips into a coffee, and it's like, holy fuck, I gotta turn around and go back to that Hortons.
Oh
Like,
man, I fucking there was a Hortons in Orangeville that I had to stop going to because it just
We're
like
not shitting on Hortons anymore.
But I had to stop going to. I don't know if it was like the water, the coffee, or what. But every time I went
Bad
to
milk?
this, every time I went to the same one in Orangeville, I was like, as soon as I was done, it was just like water shits for the next like 20 minutes. And it, like the kind where it's like if I fart, like I don't know if this is a fart or just like a hot water shit.
Still at its original hotness as it went in my mouth.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like shit water or just coffee, but it's coming out.
It's
I feel
brown
like
and hot
there's
either
a-
way.
There's a real adjustment period with Hortons, for sure. But yeah, my prepared
Another
gripe
gripe,
is
yeah.
all of the new camping gear that's like targeted to the yuppies who want to go camping and make pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know it's very specific, but it's like there's all this new camping gear coming out that's like, make a pizza while you're camping. This is a little fucking stovetop little oven. You make a pizza while you're camping. It's like, who's doing that? Who's like, just bring a pizza camping. You're not gonna, what are you gonna do? Bring some dough, keep it cool, bring your fucking marinara. Like, no one's doing that.
No one's making their marinara sauce. at the
Who's making
campsite.
marinara while they're camping? You know? And they're selling, there's like every brand, like from like, you know, the high-end brands to the low-end brands like Master Chef at Canadian Tire. They're like selling like fire pizza ovens.
Oh yeah, once one fucking company makes it, then they all
yeah.
fucking have to make one,
They,
right?
they
Like,
recognize like,
Yeah.
oh no, there's a hole in the market.
yeah.
Take the
Why didn't
insoles
we
out of your
think of that?
boots, the handle of your personal pizza after you cook it.
Yeah.
You can't-
Who the fuck's making pizza while they're camping? Seriously.
Here's a portable dishwasher for camping. For camping. For camping.
plug in your iPod.
Like, I mean, who's making pizza at home, even? You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
lot of work.
Like, it's a
I'll-
lot of work, and it's delicious, and I get it. Like, okay, maybe once a month or once every couple months,
Pushing it
it's
once
fun
a
to make
month.
a pizza.
Yeah.
You know, you're having a party, add a pizza. We've all heard of them, pizza parties. I get it.
Yeah, we've
But
all been
it's
there.
not
Been there.
really... It's not really a thing. There's not a lot of people making pizzas at home, never mind camping.
All right, I'm gonna put you in your place right here. Like me and the roommate made pizza like 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck, we gotta
For
do
the
this
first
more.
time
This
ever.
was not
Yeah.
the first time ever, but it was like the first time we did it, and it was like a successful. Like the pizza was delicious.
Not
and we
only
Listen,
ate
burnt
it is
on one
really
corner.
good.
And then we ate it for like the rest of the weekend, like you know, just cold. I went to fucking Pizza and just bought like 4 individual dipping sauces, and then we went home and made pizza.
You couldn't just use ranch dressing by the bottle. Like, you had to go buy those $6 dipping sauces.
Well, we didn't. Yeah. No, it was only $4. Probably still cheaper just to buy a fucking but sorry, the roommate had gone to Zayre's and they didn't have any. They were sold out.
Theirs.
So I fucking was just like, I was at Shoppers Drug Mart picking up my pot and then got the call. So I was like, I'll just boot over and get some dipping sauces.
Wait, you
from-
can go into Shoppers Drug Mart and buy weed now?
No, it's just like if we ordered, we put in a big order through that like OCS
Oh, yeah.
website, and they fucking send it to
Like
Shoppers
Flex-
Drug Mart when
Flex
we're not
delivery
home.
or whatever it's called?
I don't know what it is. It's just like they come to our
Oh,
house and we don't
yeah,
sign
yeah.
for it, and then they bring it to like the closest postal outlet.
Yeah.
Which
I
is-
was thinking something else.
Which is cool because it's Shoppers Drug Mart, so I can just go and like get my bearskin condoms and stuff,
Yeah.
my anal bleach, and then pick up my dope.
Yeah, get it all
Yeah, one stop shop.
regular old Saturday night fun.
Saturday. I'm talking fucking
Bleach.
Tuesday.
Bleaching your anals on a Tuesday?
Oh yeah, it's got to be ready for
It's gotta
Saturday.
be dry by
Yeah,
Saturday.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Sometimes you gotta blend it too. Like you can't have like an overly white asshole because then people know
Oh, yeah.
that you're bleaching. You gotta like
You can't have a
do
Michael
it in-
Jackson ass.
No, God no. I'm pretty pale too, right? So
Yeah.
I like to whitewash it, you know?
Yeah, wash it good. But yeah, that's my niche gripe. And it is a niche thing. I guess my problem is with companies trying to attract a niche crowd.
It's just like glamping all around.
Oh,
Is that
it's-
or are you specifically griping
wanna
on the
see it.
pizza oven?
There's more fucking pizza oven camp stoves
So does
than
just the
regular
pizza.
barbecues at Canadian Tire right now.
No way.
Yeah.
Now can you do like
There's a
burgers on
section
the
for it.
pizza stove?
Nope.
Just pizza.
Just pizza, man.
Okay, yeah. They wouldn't call it a pizza oven if you could put hamburgers on it, now would they?
It doesn't
No,
come with
it's-
instructions. Yuppies from the city won't know how to cook a burger on it.
No.
No.
Wearing their
It's
fucking
not designed
vests.
for that.
Here's how you
You gotta
smoke
buy
a salmon.
another. Yeah, you gotta buy your salmon barbecue, your
Yeah.
pizza barbecue, and your burger barbecue. You need them all.
Yeah.
Or you can't go camping.
Can't go camping
Here-
without them.
Here's
No.
a gripe for you.
Oh.
And it kind of comes in the same hot like area that with like the glamping. But
Yeah.
I've never understood why people would ever buy like an insulated vest. You know, like vests to keep your like that are like, oh, it's like a zip up and it's warm,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's just a vest. Like, why the fuck would you not just buy a jacket? You know?
Okay, like the down vests.
Yeah, like Mike, like you're wearing a vest right now. I got like
Yeah.
a denim vest, but it's totally like it's not keeping me warm at all,
Nope,
right? It's
it's
just a
just
fashion
pockets.
thing. Totally just
pockets.
pockets.
Yeah, pockets.
Yeah.
But like it's not like, oh, I'm cold, I'm gonna put on my vest. Like I
No,
feel like you
never.
can front face or whatever makes them, and I can definitely just see like old
Front face, North Face.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. And
Yeah.
just like, you know, like yuppie bougie women with their
Yeah.
glass of wine, like, oh, there's
Oh,
too
yeah.
many leaves on the ground for at this campsite, you know, complaining about shit like that.
Better warm up my tits.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
keep my tits warm though.
What do you call the ones that are like
Yeah.
bubbled? Like I always see fucking douchebags wearing the like blue bubble vest.
Lame.
Like
Yeah,
the
I
like
call
the
them lame.
fucking Marty McFly.
Yeah, the McFly vest.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally what. Yeah, the
Those
same
are
thing.
front
Those-
face. Front face vests.
Are those front face? They're fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Fucking front
They're
face.
so stupid.
On the list with
Get
boys.
out of here. Anything they fucking put out, don't buy it. I bet you they make a mean pizza oven.
Oh, I bet they do.
There's another brand like front face that's really popular with like the or like, you know, the yuppies and even just like rich hippies. It's called Arc'teryx, I think.
Oh, that's like a high end
yeah.
one.
High end, but well, kind of, yeah, maybe a little more high end, but I'm just over it. Like there's nothing fashionable about it. I don't understand the appeal.
I think it's just
Like, it's-
fashion. Like
It's for
my
like
sock-
dentists.
Yeah.
It's like dentists and people who play golf. It's like if you're not those people, just don't wear that shit. Like you're really putting yourself into a category. A
And if
blanket
you are those
category.
people, you should probably just kill yourself.
I know
Nobody
some
likes
people
Yeah.
that wear
Or
those
go,
clothes,
you
and
know.
like I like them as people, so I'm not going to tell them to go do a suicide or anything. But
I'd say
like
I'd
none
say
of them
shout
like
it.
even like
Don't even tell 'em.
You have
attempt
to tell
to be
'em.
like
Yeah, demand it.
glampers. It's just it's fashion.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
fashion.
a fashion thing,
A
but
fashion
it's lame.
crime.
It's just it is a fucking crime. It's so lame.
Fucking fashion hate crime.
Yeah, I got a few friends that will spend, you know,
$100
$300
yeah.
on a jacket or
Yeah.
fucking $150 on a pair of pants. Because
What about a
it says-
vest? Are we talking? Are we
Yeah.
still great
Yeah,
on
they'll-
vest? Yeah.
And so excited
Yeah,
to show
oh, yeah.
off where all
It's-
the waterproof pockets are, and it's like you
Yeah.
only wear that in the sunlight. You would never
Those
dare get
people
that wet.
are part of a category. They're all part of a category.
Yeah.
Let's see how fucking waterproof your fucking wallet is after you drowned in your kayak.
Yeah. They're part of a category, and the category I mean is do not resuscitate.
Yeah. Oh, they were kayaking in February and they drowned, but hey, look, their pockets are dry.
Yeah.
I got
Their
a
vest is floating.
I got a
Yeah.
gripe that like slides right in on top of all these like do not resuscitate people.
Yeah.
Have you guys like this is the time of the year where like a lot of music festival like lineups come out. It's
Yep.
exciting for music lovers like us. I've
Or
noticed
the
a trend
non-
this year. I don't know if you guys picked up on it.
Blink-182.
No. But sometimes a lot of the posters I've seen are in alphabetical order. Not
never noticed that.
most popular band at the top anymore. And
Really?
I can only assume it's this like everyone's equal bullshit
Mm.
that, you know, Blink-182, the biggest band ever, isn't in the biggest, and then it goes like strategically lower in font size as a page gets lower to bands that you have never heard of and have only played 4 shows. I've seen at least
That's crazy.
3 posters so far. They're just full alphabetical. Everyone's mixed in together. Everyone's equal size. All
Yeah, it's
races,
strange.
colors, and creeds mixed together like we're one. And it's
But there
bullshit.
are headliners,
There
and it's
are
like
headliners.
that's what's gonna sell your tickets.
Yeah,
right?
but not in this new world where everyone's equal, which is ridiculous.
That's weird.
To
That's
pretend that
strange,
Blink 182 is not the biggest band of all time is stupid. I don't like that band.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna go pay to see them, but to have them
No.
at your show and just have them mixed in with all the other Bs,
Yeah, have them 5th on the list.
yeah, like B-52s and then the fucking Blink 182s or whatever they are, Blink 187, whatever the fuck it
Yeah,
is.
everyone knows the number 5 comes before L.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Duh.
Duh.
Yeah, no, I haven't noticed
never
that, 'cause
noticed
that's,
that.
but that's even just weird, like, because, like you say, they still seem to stick to those, like,
Oh yeah, the
The-
poster looks the exact same.
but I mean,
Yeah.
like, the font gets smaller, right?
Not in the
Just-
newer ones I've seen.
No?
The ones
'Cause
I've
they
seen,
got
the
a-
fonts are all the exact same size.
Okay.
It's just like a Bible page, just like a
Strange.
block of text. And you have to like
Oh.
really like dig through it to see where, Wu-Tang
Yeah.
Clan right at the fucking end. Like what? Put that at the beginning.
Yeah, that's really odd.
That is odd.
That's really
Peculiar.
Because 90% of the bands that would come before that don't have anywhere near
No.
the pull that the Wu-Tang Clan would.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but it is like a
That's
weird.
strange.
I hear that Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Wow, it's true.
So,
It's
why
true.
would you be putting them at the bottom? I don't know. Beyond me.
That's some other.
Yeah, I'm actually just like not at all very boned up about any of the festivals that are going on around where I'm at, or even within a reasonable driving distance, a day's drive. There's just like nothing that really stands out. There is a show a couple days from now in Tacoma that's kind of like a mini festival with Rancid and Pennywise and a couple other decent bands. But other than that,
The Bash.
yeah,
it
yeah,
the
it is.
Bash?
It is the Bash. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I can I want to go, but it's looking less and less likely.
See,
Yeah.
but then what's even interesting, is the Bash looks cool, and like the Punk and Drublick one looks
Yeah.
cool, but
Yeah, it
then
does,
there's, I think it's this weekend actually going on right now, but it's like Camp Anarchy is
Yeah.
going on, and it's almost like a mashup between those two. Like
Between the two, yeah.
each night the lineup is the same of those two like festivals. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe not the exact same,
Yeah.
But similar.
Pennywise, Rancid, Suicidal Tendencies are all playing on the one night, and then the next night's like NoFX, Legwagon, and I think Less Than Jake or something. Like it's,
Yeah.
and then I think the night and Bad Religion as well on the NoFX.
And where's
night.
that?
Like,
That's in Ohio?
yeah, that's the Ohio one.
Fuck, man. I would go to. I see that. Like, that's enough of a draw that if it was, like, within 500 kilometers, that would be easy to justify.
Yep. Yeah. Except Ohio sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I got a big problem with the United States and their abortion laws, and Ohio's one of those shitty fucking states that doesn't care about women. So
a lot
it's
of
like
states in the middle that are fucked.
but Ohio's right fucking there.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
It is right on
Like
the
that's
edge.
on the other side of Lake Erie, you
Yeah.
know, like no excuse. You fought.
Okay,
against
I got a
slavery.
gripe. I got a gripe to add to this.
Oh,
Ohio, Michigan, all these places that are northeast are considered the Midwest.
Right.
What the fuck is that? How do they? Why
I
do they
don't know.
categorize it that way?
I don't know.
Why is Ohio the Midwest? It's northeast.
Yeah, no, because
Why is
America is
Michigan
stupid.
Midwest? There's
Maybe-
nothing west about Michigan.
Maybe
Michigan-
because for a long time that was, I guess, the West. Like before the
Well,
rest.
what is Utah? What
Well,
is
that came,
Utah?
like,
Utah
later.
is legitimately in the Midwest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
the
saying,
fuck
like,
What do they call that?
historically, I feel like wasn't the Louisiana, like, purchased, like, a giant chunk right up the middle? And then it got all divided? Like,
Could
I'm
be.
speculating
Maybe.
fully. But
I think
maybe
it's
that
like-
was the West when it was only
Yeah.
the East Coast. It's like, oh, you're going to go west to Chicago? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing out there.
Chi-town.
Like it literally touches the eastern water. It's not
Yeah.
west.
Well, I think it's like RJ, like to add to your
Midwest.
point, it's like how like Ontario used to be called Upper Canada
Yeah.
and Quebec is Lower Canada, all based on the St. Lawrence and how people used to come up the St. Lawrence
Yeah.
to get to where they were going.
Upriver.
Yeah,
And
maybe
then,
change that though.
Yeah, they did change
You know?
that.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
maybe
the thing.
America. Maybe you should change that now.
Yeah,
Change
well,
that.
I
Get on
mean,
board.
they got to change lots of
lot of
things,
stuff.
but
Yeah.
I
Well, they're
think
too
though-
worried about Me Too's and
I
Harvey
can, I,
Weinstein's
I can
and
see
stuff.
like it being
They got a lot
mid
going on.
east. I see what you're saying.
Mid-east.
Like it's, I think like, when you think of the
It's
far
the
end of
northeast
Chicago,
of the state.
sorry, but like but see, northeast is definitely like Rhode Island and like
Yeah.
there is
Maine
like a
and- yeah,
northeast, right?
Maine's
That
all
would
the way
be
up there.
that would be our East Coast, though, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's, but Illinois and Michigan, the west of Michigan, are still, I would call, like the Mid-East, if not central entirely.
Yeah, fairly central.
I get, yeah, Midwest is fucking stupid.
Well, it's like calling Manitoba Midwest. It's not.
No, you're
like,
right.
sure, it's the middle and it's halfway to the west, but no.
But now,
it's not
do
the
people
Midwest.
consider Manitoba the West?
No.
I
The
think they
railroad
do.
does.
Yeah,
The
I
railroad
think
does.
that's the start of the West.
Yeah, the start of the west is actually it's in Ontario. It's one of the Port something or Portage La Prairie or something like that. I don't know. There's or where the fuck is Bobby Orr from?
Harry
Fair
Sound.
sound.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Bobby Orr. It's another hockey player though. Maybe Wayne Gretzky. I don't know.
Even
But,
more
Something
so.
like Bradford or something.
Okay, well, it's definitely as soon as you cross the border into Ontario is where it starts to become the East.
I bet you was that asshole Tim Horton.
It might have been Tim Hortons.
Fuck Tim Horton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great hockey player, terrible driver.
Wow. I think we should use this segue of like talking about all these goddamn states to get to the topic
Yeah.
at hand.
Ooh,
One of the
good
most
segue.
prolific serial killers of all time, Ted Bundy. And the three of us just watched the Confession Tapes. It's
Yeah.
a 4-part. Is it 4 parts? Yeah, 4-part
It's 4
Netflix
parts,
show. Kind of going over his crime spree and trial.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
where do we start with this one? Other than
Where do we start?
impressive.
I know exactly
Yeah.
where to start.
Oh.
Ted Suns Out Buns Out Bundy? Where do you go?
Where do you start?
I know exactly where to start. You start with the fucking eye model in the first episode.
I'm on.
When yeah, there's like a montage of this guy like explaining things, like the journalist, and it just zooms in on this guy's eyes, and his eyes are identical to
Okay.
Ted Bundy,
Yeah,
but
okay.
there's no
Guilty.
unibrow. There's no
Yeah.
unibrow.
Yeah. One
So it's
thing,
like you lined it up real nice with a perfect eye model. You know, that guy, that eye actor was just on point.
point,
But
yeah.
no unibrow, you couldn't
Couldn't-
make up that up.
No. Couldn't get enough for the cosmetics. Now,
Give him
that's
a B
one
plus.
thing.
B plus.
Here, everyone talked about how Ted Bundy was like this attractive man.
Yeah.
Like everyone was so like taken aback at how attractive
Yeah.
he was and how
What was going on in the 70s?
Yeah, really. Like,
Jesus Christ.
what the fuck? Like, have you guys not seen a Robert Redford movie? Like, this man is fucking ugly, and with his
He's
big
not
old
good looking, yeah.
yeah, with his big
Beady
unibrow.
eyes and
Yeah.
I think he had the personality
not.
though. Like girls always say that like personality and being funny and the charisma goes way more than like physical. And like I thought
Yeah.
he was pretty goddamn charming.
Those are just
Really?
Yeah, that's
Like,
the-
He just
Right.
came off like an arrogant sociopath.
Oh yeah, he's fucked and horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But like him, like wanting to be a politician, it's like, oh yeah, he's definitely
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
so fake and like wants to be everyone's friend and just like a car salesman. I could see that type of personality being like, oh, I want to be around that guy. He's cool. If you didn't know he'd murdered
Yeah.
37 people.
I can get past his needle dick, but
Yeah.
because he makes me laugh.
I
Yeah.
could see like the people, like socialites, really taking to him.
Yeah, boring.
And maybe your
dumbasses.
average like church-going person. Yeah,
Yeah.
your dumbasses, your typical
Yeah.
dumbasses. But like I didn't find anything charming about him. He just seemed like he had this arrogance and this like before even like hearing about any of the shit, even though I'm obviously informed enough to know that he's a fucking mass murderer. But like he just didn't have any redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't attractive.
No.
No, not even
You
a
know?
little bit.
No.
But I mean, like, I guess too, like, the whole idea of this documentary, which is like pretty cool, is that like basically
Real cool.
before he gets put to death by
Yeah.
the state of Florida,
Florida.
like seriously, like 24 hours before they did it, he decided that he was gonna like confess to
Confess.
things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So they got
Finally.
like, his final confessions, and that's what this like documentary is like little snippets. I guess you don't get to hear the whole thing all the way through, but
they kind of honey dick you. You don't really hear much of a confession.
No.
For the first 3 episodes,
they milk it, right?
They do. For the first 3 episodes, you don't hear any confession, and the journalist is actually, by the end of the 3rd episode, is completely frustrated with Ted Bundy because he's not giving him anything. Yeah. He's not confessing to anything.
Yeah, it wasn't until they like let him kind of speak in like the 3rd person.
Yeah, like hypothetically, what would this person do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd fuck the head after he cut it off.
He'd go back.
Which is like totally twisted, like to think like he's so like maniacal and kind of it seems like he's the kind of guy that's like puppeteering things, right?
Yeah.
Like definitely his image, what he's presenting to the public. It's like he didn't like a switch didn't go off on his head. Like, oh, this 3rd-party thing is just a gimmick, you know?
I think it did though.
He was totally.
I think he loves being the center of attention.
Comfortable.
He wants to brag and tell it, but he also doesn't want to confess because he still thinks he's going to get away with it somehow. Yeah. So for him, I think it's like, oh, this is win-win. I get to like tell this gruesome story, be the center of attention. They can do all the dots they want, but I'm not actually confessing to anything.
Admitting to it.
Yeah, and I think part of it too is it's like if he say he starts talking and gives up some juicy details. Yeah. Like maybe there's a chance that they're gonna like prolong his execution so he can get more days out of it because he's talking, right? And like you got to think that that's part of what he's thinking. Like I'll give them 3 interviews, and then maybe in the last interview I'll give them a little piece of something that they'll want to keep me alive to take me back somewhere to find bodies, right?
And that's clear by the 4th episode because of what you've already said, that when he was literally on death's door 24 hours before his execution, he tried to cop a deal. Yeah. To like, you know, disclose more information if they pushed it back. But jumping the gun, like he definitely was the kind of guy that liked to be the center of attention, and there's an arrogance about that. Like he's in the courtroom with a fucking boner, basically, you know, like asking the fucking police officer to describe in gory detail like the crime scene. Yeah. Like fully erect.
Yeah. What do their arms look like?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
goes and sits down and just puts the newspaper over his crotch. Yeah.
But like he, in one hand, would come off as like really intelligent. He's working everybody, and then there's other things like in the first episode when he's just killing people, and there's like eyewitness accounts of him like picking up some stranger at the beach that goes missing. And they're like, oh yeah, he came around and introduced himself as fucking Ted. We all like met him and shit. It's like, why is he using his real name? Like, why is he at the beach like getting murder victims and hi, I'm Ted. I go to like Washington State University. Like, nice to meet you. Like, come help me.
That's my car over there.
Help me get this old tire in the back of that car and leave your bike here. Like.
Well, I guess, I mean, that's in hindsight. You can say that, but at that time, there wasn't really serial killers, so there wasn't really a format.
But there was like
it seems like common sense.
Yeah, but there was like all these like newspaper clippings, like looking for Ted, like in quotation marks, and like you know, artist sketches. It's like, dude, you just say Chris. And
which, by the way, looked nothing like him, and that would be the sweetest
But that's how they ended up like getting
just drop people's random faces all the time.
They got on his tail because there's like. We're looking for Ted in quotations. He looks like this. He drives a fucking yellow Beetle. And he was at the beach this weekend. And the cops got like thousands of tips. And one of them was his actual girlfriend. It's like, hey, I think this is actually my boyfriend. And they started kind of like following him and like put him on the radar.
And how common were unibrows if no one fucking mentioned that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like none of the artist renditions.
Beady little eyes.
Beady little eyes.
No one mentioned the fucking unibrow. Like, did everyone have one in the 70s?
But yeah, like he totally. That's where like he had killed some people before the beach, but it was at like. Can't remember at the beach, wasn't it? Like he tried to get one girl into his car and it didn't work, and then he went back and got a second one.
Yeah,
I think he tried at like a high school or something. He tried to get a girl in the car at the high school and then went to the beach.
But like someone said that they like either way he had like RJ, like you're saying, he talked to like 2 or 3 different people, told them because I think his plan was at the time like he had his arm in the cast, a fake cast, and he was just trying to like be friendly enough to get someone to come over to his car to help him put stuff in the
I think
car.
he had like
so
a little
could-
sailboat or some shit he was trying to like get on.
Yeah.
It's something about a sailboat, like onto a trailer hitch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so like, it sounds like he tried this ruse on a couple people, it didn't work. Finally got one girl, and it did work. But then when it's like, this girl went missing from this park or this beach, and they ask people, it's like, oh, well, there was a guy walking around, like, who asked like 3 or 4 people to help him put shit. Oh, and he did help that. That girl did go to help him.
And, oh yeah, we never.
And he said his
saw
name was Ted, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't describe his looks though. Charming young man.
No, but like that is an interesting point. Like, why did he not just assume another identity?
It seems so easy.
Like it seems like it seems like step one.
Yeah.
You know,
my name is Bruce.
make up a new identity.
Use a different name, yeah.
Yeah.
They've gone so far as to create a fake cast.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
And a full
Fuck, I
murder
don't
kit
know,
in
it's
the
strange.
car, like multiple
murder
masks and knives.
Well,
Well, maybe
wasn't-
that was part of his arrogance, or his like, you know,
He just loves himself.
Wasn't that how
so.
they caught
that
him?
personality trait.
They caught him the first time.
I
Was
think
that like
both
they?
times.
I think they pulled him over, and he had like his Prowler kit in the back seat, and they saw it, and it was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And I think he had a mask that somebody like that he had used, and somebody had witnessed it, kind of thing, right? Like there was another.
Yeah.
He was like breaking into people's houses and wrecking up the place, kind of thing, and killing people, right?
Well, the cops were so
Um,
useless back then. Like we talked about this on the show like multiple
then.
times.
A number
Like
of
if
times.
you
Yeah.
killed someone before 1990 and got caught, you are a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like this
moron.
guy's killing upwards of 30, possibly. He says 3 digits. Like
Yeah.
people all over in like at least 6 different states. He's escaped from prison twice. There was like
Yeah,
a
which is
multiple murder,
incredible.
like multiple raping at like Florida State University.
Oh,
and
it
then
was-
like a
yeah.
week later he gets pulled over in like Tallahassee, like not far away.
Yeah.
Still in Florida, and he doesn't have a driver's license. And they're like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Not telling." And they're like,
Ted
"Okay,
Bundy.
like we gotta like arrest you if you won't tell." And he's like, "Well, I'm not telling. Like I'm just gonna post bail and leave." And they're like, "Well, okay, but like that's not really cool." And like going through this
Yeah,
like, and they like go through
we're
his
not
car,
sure
and
if
it's
we
like,
can
why
allow
do you
that.
have all these like credit cards from these like co-eds? Like we're gonna arrest you for
dead.
that
Yeah.
too. And he's like, I'm not. And like they still didn't put together like, oh, these credit cards belong to the people murdered 2 towns over.
What was really frustrating about that was that he was already on television and in newspapers
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a crime and in jail for a crime.
Yeah.
And they got this
Convicted.
guy convicted.
Yeah.
They got this guy now in their custody for something, and he's refusing to give him his name or any identification.
Yeah.
Don't you think there'd be like, are there any people you know
Now,
that fit this
Let's check the
description
top
that should
10
be
FBI.
incarcerated?
In their
FBI top
defense-
10
Yeah.
list. Let's look like glance at that
Yeah.
maybe.
In their
He says
defense,
his
like
name's
let's
Simon.
be real,
His name's
boys.
Simon.
This is
You know?
before the internet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to think though that like
It wasn't before
oh,
telephones.
this guy and
Or
and,
newspapers.
sorry,
Common sense.
he at the time he had escaped from like Colorado, a prison in Colorado, and they
Yeah.
found him in Florida. That it's like you're not gonna like, what's your name? Like I'm not telling. Well, this must be Ted Bundy.
No,
Like,
but like he'd escaped.
But
Send
don't
him
you
to
think
the
that makes
chair,
national
right?
But
news?
this time
Like,
he'd
Oh,
already
yeah.
escaped from 2 prisons, Colorado
Yes,
and
yeah,
yeah.
that
Utah.
makes national news. Your
Colorado
picture is
I'm
on
just saying,
the fucking
that's
newspaper.
a big fucking like I don't think they're looking for him in Florida.
No,
is what I'm
I-
you know like
yeah.
if it happened
Yeah.
in like Denver, like you would definitely
Right.
be
Yeah,
more
if it was
heightened.
north.
And that's why he
Utah.
said he went to Florida. He's like, I wanted to go as far away from, you know,
Yeah.
those states as I could.
About as
But
far
But it
as
just
you
shows
can get.
like
Wow.
how useless the cops were. That they're like, I don't know,
Oh, yeah, I'm not
possibly
looking-
like he.
I'm not saying they're not useless.
I just makes you think like how many other times they think he got pulled over, had no ID or anything, and they just like let him go, and you just never
Yeah.
heard of those because like he was
Yeah.
a nobody. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
he's like
what's the
killing people
coincidence
every
that-
3 weeks.
He only got pulled over twice in his whole
And
life,
both
and both times he
times.
went to jail.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the odds of that are pretty slim.
Mhm.
And like you say, like worldwide, well, not worldwide, but like America wide, like he was in Washington and like killing women, and then there was like some heat on him, so he went and lived in Denver for a bit, and
Yeah.
that was like the weird, like he denied everything outright completely, and then like this was something that I thought was kind of just weird. Okay, like he outright denied that he killed all these people. Went to jail and was convicted twice for it. And then escaped jail twice, and mostly on the second time when he went to Florida. It's like, okay, like Ted, like you're convicted, like you're trying to convince people that you don't kill people, but then you go to Florida and you fucking like completely slaughter like 4 women.
With
like,
a log.
Maybe stop fucking
log.
killing people, right? Like just at least like try to walk the walk. Like don't tell us. And then
he definitely knew that he was going down in flames. You know?
Yeah, but then he's on trial again for another murder trial for these women. Which he ultimately got the electric chair for. But he's like, oh, I didn't do it. And it's like, Ted, like, you've been convicted 3 times. You've broken out twice. And every time you break out, you kill people. Like, there's a trail of bodies from Washington to Colorado to Florida that follows you in the timeline that we can prove that you were in these cities. And you're still just like, no, it wasn't me.
You were booked in hotels nearby. You lived nearby. You went to university nearby. Like, and when he was breaking out of jail, like you said, like there were murders that happened and weird circumstances around that when he was out of jail. When he had broken out of jail, it's undeniable.
Stopped when he was in jail, right? Like.
And why was he driving a fucking Volkswagen Beetle? Like that doesn't. Like I get it, 70s. You know, it's a popular vehicle.
It's a reliable vehicle,
maybe it blends in a little more, but you know, like that's like not really. Like that stands out. Like why? Why not drive something a little more inconspicuous? Like he just
for sure.
It was like he was bragging every time he killed somebody.
Like seriously, every time one of those cars drives by, you know those cops are like punching each other. Right. Like so, like
they're
you're
not
totally
paying attention.
It's not like if you're just in a red truck drive by, nobody cares, but they see that like, oh, punch buggy, hey, that's Ted Bundy.
Punch Bundy.
Punch Bundy.
And this is probably before a lot of like a lot of civil rights and human rights laws were like strictly enforced like they are today, where like you couldn't just pull over a car because you thought there might, like this was the 70s, you could do whatever you wanted, clearly. Right? Like you think they would pull over every single fucking bug and just strip search them and fucking tear the place apart. You know?
For sure. Checking all the cavities.
He shouldn't have got away with it as long as he did.
Now, one part of which took the internet by storm in this documentary is what people are referring to as the Bundy diet. Have you heard about this?
Okay.
Heard about this at all? So when he broke out of the courthouse, like there's a part of
ceiling?
and there's part of this documentary where he's on trial in Denver, Colorado for murder. Obviously, go take your guess. And he actually, I don't think he might be defending himself at this. No, he wasn't at this point. I think he still had counsel, but he jumped out of a second-story window at the courthouse and fled. And was on the run for 6 days. And in that 6 days, he managed to lose like 25 pounds. And this like took the Twitterverse by storm. Because it was like, what the fuck? Like, I want to do that diet. Like,
you just gotta go live in the mountains for 6 days.
Like that's just it. Like he went, go live in the mountains for 6 days. Don't fucking eat and
jog every day.
Be on the run from the police.
Climb a couple trees. The Bundy diet.
It was big. It was made like the Daily Mail and stuff. Just
that actually, that is the first scene in what is my favorite episode, and that is episode number 3. It just has, I mean, I hate to say it because it's so tragic and this story is fucking disgusting, but it was the funniest episode. By far the funniest episode. And it starts with this guy who's got facial hair that looks like my dog's butthole explaining that Ted Bundy just hurled himself out of a window and lived in the mountains for a week until he decided to roam back into town and get booked. Like, Just unbelievable what you could get away with in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
sure.
unbelievable.
Even like leading up to
And when they had all the roadblocks set up, there was like one little thing that just kind of got swept under the rug. They had all his roadblocks set up, trying to find him, leaving town. And on the news outlet, they were like, and we've also seized 200 pounds of marijuana. Like, of course you did.
Yeah. Meaning we should do this more often. Like,
Check
what the fuck is
cars.
going on in this country?
200 pounds.
leading up to before he
But you didn't
escaped,
get Ted Bundy?
there's I think it's like one of the guards they're talking to, or this psychologist that's like interviewing him, that's like pretty impressed with him or whatever. And again, like, I'm not trying to like glorify him because he's a monster and he's horrible, but I was kind of impressed with like the guard is like, oh, he's just like a kooky guy. He's in his room walking around and like reading books every day. Like, what a silly weirdo. Like, the guard has no respect for him, and it's just like, that guy's a goof. And then you hear Bundy's side of it, and he's like, yeah, I looked out the court window. I estimated it was like 12 miles to the mountain. So every night I ran 12 miles, and my, I counted out how big my cell was and how long that would take, and I just ran that 12 miles every day.
Dude.
And it was like
jumping off his bunk too.
Yeah, he's like jumping off the bunk to get my heels like ready for impact, and
which is, to me, is funny because it's like, dude, like, I get the whole your training, but like, you jumping off your bunk is not going to be anything close to you jumping out of 2 fucking
feet.
stories.
But it
shows
that's
like, my ankles.
He looked out that window and thought like, oh, I could do this. Like, no one's fucking watching me.
Yeah.
But if I did it today, I wouldn't make it. Like, it's going to take me like 2 months.
Yeah.
To like get ready to like confidently I can run 12 miles, and I'm gonna jump. I'm with you. Like, jumping off the top bunk ain't doing shit. But at least he's like thinking like, okay, I do need to prepare somewhat. Yeah.
I mean, not to glorify him or but it is a pretty brilliant.
Well, and then like
plan,
it gets better. Like, he totally, after he got caught again and brought back to jail, and then he finally gets charged and convicted for the crimes in Colorado, and he's in Colorado jail, and then he fucking breaks out again. Like, he just like starved himself to the point that he could crawl out of the light in this cell. Like, he discovered that there was a passage between his cell and the roof. That if he ripped the light out, he could crawl through it. And
70s, that's the 70s.
Just like Andy Dufresne did.
They never really talked about it in the show, and I'm wondering if that's back to the police are just so thick back then they never put it together. But he was also complaining to the judge about there not being adequate light in his cell, and he got the like judge to come in and look and see it. And it's like, I wonder
that was
if
like the final court trial.
But I wonder if that was that what that I was trying to think, like, is that the one where like either they got him to move to a different cell where he knew he could escape from, or did they get them? No, that was a different.
That was the final trial.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was representing himself, he was complaining. It was pretty much just a ruse to like postpone the conviction.
Okay, I got the mix. I thought that was him trying to like install a new light in my cell or some shit, and that's the one that he took out to escape.
Yeah. But this time when he escaped, like, he straight up was gone for like 6 months.
Oh yeah, like, that was the one. He was fully gone. They would have got away with it. Yeah.
And killing people.
And killing lots of people.
And that's the only reason why he got caught, though, was because he kind of had an MO of just like killing like one woman a night. But then, like, for whatever reason, this one night he like found this sorority and just like
got all.
I think he attacked like 7 women. Yeah. And killed like 3 of them. Yeah. Right? And like, I think Mike, you said like he beat them up with a log and shit. It was fucked.
It was fucked.
And then they pulled him over. They caught him.
But even that was just like pure random. Like, you can't say, oh, he got sloppy and killed a whole sorority. Like, he fully got away with that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was just like him being like wrong place, wrong time.
Again. Yeah.
And like, again, like, I for sure feel like he'd been pulled over a bunch of times, and it's just like, I don't have my ID. Like, sorry.
I think though, I could be wrong, but I think he got pulled over because he was in a stolen car.
Yeah.
The second time.
Yeah,
it's it's weird that it's like serendipitous almost, where it's like he got pulled over again for the second, but at least the second time it was full on. Like, you're getting pulled over because it's a stolen vehicle. Like, you know, you're lucky that you're getting away. Like, I don't know what you're doing in the towns, in the cities at this point. Like, I think that's your 6-day in the mountains worked out better for him. Like they only caught you because he kind of turned himself in, I think, didn't he? Like
He said,
Well, he walked back into town because he was hungry and cold.
Yeah.
I think he was probably not in his best state mentally to elude anybody.
He got back to town and was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm wanted for murder."
But even that one was like pretty random.
But I'll get a cheeseburger
He chalked it
first.
up to like lack of sleep. Like he stole another car and he was like driving around, like because there's only like 2 ways out of the city, so it's like they're both blocked. So he's like driving, and he got pulled over like for erratic driving, and he was just like, I hadn't slept in like 3 days. I think he tried to pull a Yui somewhere, and the cops were like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Yeah.
Like,
and at that point, like, there's I believe that's in the 3rd episode. He's now back in jail.
Yeah.
Like his final time
in Florida. Yeah.
And he's having like a phone conversation with one of the journalists, and he's kind of like asking him, like, what do you think of this and how do you feel about that? Like trying to like brag a little bit.
Yeah.
About like, or I don't know, like feel it out. Like what do people think of me? Like kind of outside my circle.
Yeah.
You know, what is the general public saying? And he's just kind of like this, like loosely bragging about all of what seems like his accomplishments.
Oh yeah. There's an
point.
arrogance about the man for certain, right? Like,
definitely an arrogance.
I
And
feel like
there's one guy who was like, speaking on that, he's like, it was almost like he did a home run. He was bragging like to his dad, like he did a home run. And it's like, who does a home run? No one does a home run.
He did a home run.
He did a home run. It's like, no one's ever done a home run. You hit one, buddy. Never played
Babe
sport
Ruth
in his life.
has never done a home run, right?
Never done a baseball.
He's bragging like he did a baseball.
But I mean, like so many at this point when they did the 3rd trial for him in Florida, like there were like women showing up, at the courthouse praising him.
Yeah.
You know, like it was like they were the
Trying to get with
judge.
him.
The judge wanted to suck his dick.
Oh, after he
like,
sentenced him? Yeah.
the whole time. I feel like the whole trial, it was like, who is this judge? Like, a judge is supposed to be impartial.
Yeah.
And he's like, totally like.
You're a sharp young man.
Yeah. I'm
go
gonna miss
somewhere
you.
if you weren't a
Yeah,
fucking
I would love to practice with you.
I would have loved practicing some law.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Before that, though, like there was a point, like
Practice some
during
law
that
with
trial,
my mouth and your
there was a
penis.
point during that trial where it seemed like he was getting away with a lot of things, and the judge was allowing it. And I kind of felt like it was like the judge realizes this is going to be self-destructive if he lets him do all these things. So that was kind of the feeling I got. Like the judge is letting him represent himself and go to these extents because it's going to implode. He's going to implode. Like, he's going to slip up. Like, he's going to have too much freedom. He's going to get loose and comfortable, and it's going to implode, and everything's going to... But then at the end of the fucking trial, he, like, basically sucked his dick and said what a fantastic lawyer he would have been. Yeah. So, like, that... Obviously, I threw all of that assumptions out of the window.
Give credit where credit's due. Like, Ted Bundy was going to law school to be a lawyer. That when the 3rd time came around, I personally felt like his counsel wasn't doing the job that he wanted them to do.
Because he was fucking guilty, and they knew it.
Yeah.
You know, like, how do you sit there
that
and represent
doesn't mean,
someone like that?
I get their case, but that's why when it comes to him being like, I'll just represent myself. Like, I'll defend myself, right? Like, I have basic lawyering skills, and I thought he did a good job.
Bird law, though. It's just bird law.
Bird law.
Yeah, just... he did, he did a good job, but ultimately, like you said, it was like, you did it.
Yeah.
This was actually the first ever trial that they used like dental records to prove...
lead impressions.
Yeah.
Just put a bunch of lead in this guy's mouth. He's gonna die anyways.
But to prove that because he had bit one of the women that he had murdered, and they lined up his tooth,
But then in the documentary they talk about how that's like bullshit science, that it wouldn't fly today.
Yeah.
What? No,
they
that's
said it. No, they said
it's
it
been
in the doc.
discredited.
It's like discredited.
It's
It's
been
pseudoscience. Like the bruising and stuff is like it's totally up to impression. Like bite science is not a thing.
Really?
But back in
like
70 whatever, it was like brand new, and they're like his teeth are
Yeah.
so fucked that it's like that's clearly,
Yeah.
his bite.
Now it could
Yeah.
probably still be used to strengthen a case a little bit, as
Yeah.
far as far as like
Well, I think they still definitely
creating an
use it.
impression.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's not like you're not going to go to jail
Yeah.
because of bite science.
Yeah. Like, bites
Yeah.
are too similar. It's not a fingerprint. It's not DNA. It's like,
Yeah.
everyone has 26 teeth or whatever the fuck it is. Unless you're, like, gapping everywhere that it's, like, clearly...
I was just saying it's
Okay, I
very
see what
it,
you're
like,
saying.
might
Like,
exclude
he-
somebody, but...
Yeah, Ted Bundy had some janky teeth,
Yeah.
though.
But
So they
even,
were
like,
just
those bite marks, like, after they said, like, oh, it's kind of pseudoscience and it wouldn't fly today, like, it showed it again, and it's like, oh, there's 2 bites. Like, he chomped twice.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, you don't know that. That could be 3.
No.
Like, you can't,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
say an expert, like, oh,
It could be 8,
I
but only-
recognize
yeah.
2 bites for sure. It's like, that could be 3 bites from 2 different people. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's totally
after
true.
they said, I'm like, yeah, that is junk science. Like, you can't fucking tell.
That's junk.
No.
It's like secretin.
Yeah, it's not secretin.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was... and then, like I say, again, back to the judge, like... I can't believe the judge acted the way he did, and just like you say, like he basically got on it, pulled his robe up, got on his
Yeah.
knees,
Yeah.
and just
Showed it
blew
off.
him.
Blew him right there in the courtroom.
Yeah,
Then when he's like getting the chair, like there's thousands of people outside hooting and hollering with signs and shit. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
wow,
yep,
that you don't see that anymore either.
No.
yeah. I bet you do. I just
Yeah.
don't think they
Well,
film it anymore. People
I feel
definitely
like
still
there's
go and
Protesting outside though, like don't kill people anymore, not burn Bundy burn signs and shit.
I don't know. Like again, like I feel like if you went down to like Manitowoc County and asked people if they were Muckluck, and if like would you
Muckluck
execute
County.
Steve Avery, I bet you they'd say
There might be
yes
two-
and cheered
yeah.
on, right? Like people are fucked.
I saw like a
There's-
little
there's a
anecdote in
handful
a
of them out
different Bundy documentary that the people of Florida like got a notice the day he was electrocuted to like don't use electricity today kind of thing.
Wow.
Like
We
save the
want all the
grid.
volts?
Yeah, save the volts for Bundy. Like
Wow.
we need them all. Like because like I don't know how much it takes to run that
Not
chair.
a lot. Not
But
a
there
lot.
is a chance that like it'll cause like blackouts.
Is there a
Yeah.
chance the
And-
truck will break?
Yeah. So like like don't run your TV if you don't need to this morning. Like save the electricity for Bundy.
Who knows what the grid was like in the late 80s or
Yeah.
whatever it was by the
Yeah.
time he got executed, but like no, it doesn't take that much amperage to kill a person. They say 0.2 of an amp could stop your heart, and that's literally in all of the products we use.
Yeah.
They're underneath our nose at all times,
Not Bundy's
So-
heart though. He needed 8.
But yeah,
And,
but
like,
8 amps is
sustain it
nothing.
for,
Like
like,
my,
8
That's what I'm
minutes.
my
saying. Like
vehicle produces
I
like
totally agree
100
with what you're
times more
saying.
than that.
Like, yeah.
yeah.
You can kill yourself fucking around on like your fridge
Oh,
or your
yeah.
fucking,
a
like
shot from a car battery is
Yeah.
vicious.
It's direct current.
Yeah.
Like it'll
Yeah.
fucking kill you.
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah.
hook them up to a car
Just
battery.
car
just-
battery.
Yeah. Car batteries, nips,
Yeah, just like
Nips
Bad
tips.
Santa.
Click him to his fucking
Yeah.
janky ass teeth.
Yeah. Oh no,
Dude,
one's
this
got to
is-
go on the tip of his penis for sure.
Oh, you'd want it, right?
Yeah.
He'd want
Yeah.
And maybe his ear.
Teeth
Put
to
one on his
penis.
ear and the tip of his
Yeah.
penis.
So it goes through his heart
Yeah.
And his brain. Yeah.
and his brain. Yep. There's this has really not much to do with Ted Bundy, but there was in this documentary there was one police officer that only got interviewed, like a side profile of
Yeah.
his face the entire time. And I thought this, like, they didn't need to include this in the documentary, but it was like kind of, I guess, to create some kind of like, I don't know, clout for this guy. Like he's a tough dude. He's an old cowboy or something. He was just like talking about how when they found the little girl Leach's body, which is absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
Found it in like some sweat lodge shack out hog pen or something like
Sorry,
that.
it was
out-
horrific. So he said.
It was horrific.
Horrific.
And
Okay.
Horrifical.
but the dude was like, the dude was like, I'd never cried a day in my adult life. But when we stumbled upon that woman, I cried like a baby. And he was just like, why did you have to say that?
Yeah.
You know, like, why'd you have to, like, do a backwards brag about how you never cried as an adult?
Yeah.
You know, and then, but when we found her body, I weep like a little toadstool or whatever.
But
like
even that, it's just like if you word it differently, like up until that point, I was a complete monster. I felt no emotion ever. You know,
to that
It was
point,
so
I never
weird.
shit my pants in public.
yeah, exactly, right? Like up until that point, I never once shit my pants in public. But when we found that little girl,
It was basically what he was saying.
Up
yeah,
until
I
that
missed my
point,
pants.
I never turned right
Yeah.
without my proper indicator. But then, after seeing that little girl,
Yeah,
I turned free and wild.
yeah.
There's no
I care
time.
not for indicator lights.
Not for rules of society.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Well, a good summary of this is, thank God he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
No, I'm still the other way with it, man. I wish he was alive.
Get some more knowledge.
He would have
out of him.
broken out. It was
He
still
would've
the
broken
80s. He
out.
would have got back
Yeah,
out of
he
jail
would've broke
somehow.
out.
You
No,
know?
you're right.
He would
Yeah.
have got out.
No, I think
Yeah.
you got to keep those assholes alive.
Yeah, I
keep
think-
them alive and make them rot in jail.
He's
Yeah.
bragging about just like smoking weed and drinking all the time in jail. Like, make jail way less
Yeah.
fun. Like, we all know
Yeah.
that jail's fun.
Have
Yeah.
fun,
But like,
yeah.
make it less fun.
If you've seen the Trailer Park
We've
Boys,
seen
you
Trailer
know
Park
jail's
Boys.
fun.
We know it's
Yeah.
cool. You play floor hockey. Like, it
Yeah.
sounds sick.
Like in all
Donnie's in
honesty,
there.
like
Donnie's always in there.
Yeah.
I don't know about the the social part of prison being with like in the Gen Pop.
Yeah.
But like if I could get like an N64 in prison or a cell phone,
I'd be
I think I would
fine.
I'd be fine.
Yeah.
I
He
think
fucking
minimum
got his
security
wife
prison is
pregnant
kind of
while
like
he was
a
in fucking
luxury.
death row.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he definitely.
But he was still innocent at that point.
of the Florida murders.
Yes.
legally.
Not the other fucking
innocent.
murders and kidnapping and rapes that he escaped
Yeah.
jail from twice. Like,
This is
Yeah.
true.
For
But how does that
whatever
work?
access he
When
had
you're
female companionship, like what the fuck, jail? Just do whatever you want.
wasn't his
Proposed
wife?
to that
No, it
woman?
was like his
Proposed
girlfriend.
to that woman on the
That was
stand.
the one that he proposed
Yeah.
to the stand on, though.
See?
Yeah.
And like even the judge was just like, "I'll be your best man, Ted."
Yeah.
You know, basically like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else are you gonna pick? You know,
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
flattered.
it's such a crazy story, man. And like
Oh.
to think that was only 40 years ago, like
Yeah.
like just the way of the world and what you were
Yeah.
capable of as a deviant
Getting
and as
away
a
with
fucking piece of
anything.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get away with fucking
Makes
anything.
you think
I-
about
I
like how many other were there that you'd never hear of because they weren't so
Dude.
like he killed like 30 or some shit allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Like they
dude, the Highway of Tears.
yeah,
But
like,
he
Highway of
says
Tears
it
is
yeah.
goes
still a
on
thing.
now still, but it,
Like,
like
granted, it's not the same person likely, but
you could still
it's
kill
an unsolved
somebody
case.
and easily
Did
get
you
away
did
with
you
it.
guys hear that like the new report that just came out from like the government saying something along the I can't remember. I only read like the headlines
Of course
obviously
you did.
because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But it basically just saying that they've estimated it. I think it's like 4,000 Indigenous women have gone missing since
Wow.
some date, and that it's basically they can
Good
like no
summary.
like that. Yeah, some stuff from some
Here's some
date.
big number since some date.
Yeah, but that they're like they can classify it as a genocide
Right.
kind of
Wow.
thing. Like it's been that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
wow.
You know, like that shit's going on. So like to say that. No, I'm not saying that's all one person.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sure
definitely
that's
not.
No,
one
it's
person.
definitely not. It can't
right.
be.
Like that's
Can't be.
It's just
Just
like
separate
completely
incidences.
like
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Right.
sure there's groups of slangs and murders that you can attribute to individuals. You know, this person did 5, this person did
Yeah.
10. You know,
And I'm
but-
sure there's groups of people that are probably
Sure.
doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would
Yeah.
you not think that? But I
Honestly,
can't say
I
they're
feel-
all. I'm not saying
This-
there's another Ted Bundy out there.
No, but
Fucking Fred Bundy, his brother, just killing everybody. Like,
well, it's pretty
Yeah.
wild. Like just to touch lightly on the Highway of Tears. Like, not that I want to single anybody out or a group of people out, but there's definitely people that I've known kind of in my life and in that area of the world up in northern BC, where it's like I wouldn't put it past them.
Right.
You know, like there are people up there that are capable of these things. Just the way their twisted mind works,
for
being
sure.
isolated in these small communities, these small towns, with only being exposed to this.
Yeah.
You know, I've known some people. It's like, yeah, that person could be.
Yeah.
That person might be able to.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't remember. I think it was like there's this movie and it's called like Insomnia with Al Pacino
Yep.
and Robin Williams.
Christopher Nolan movie.
Christopher Nolan movie, and like they're in Alaska.
Yeah.
And at one point he's talking to this bartender, and the girl, he was like, she says something along the lines of like, the only people that live here are like homies, like people that have lived there their whole lives are liars. Like that's it. Like, you know, either you lived here your entire life or you've come here to get away from something, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of places like that still
And
left.
I'm sure it's like that a lot in like the Yukon and places in
For
the
sure.
middle of nowhere, you know? Like
Even the Pacific Northwest in America, you know?
oh yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah. Where he...
Illinois, yeah.
Illinois, yeah. Illinois, the Pacific Northwest. Might as well be.
Okay, let's switch over to an Ask an Expert question and wrap this episode up. We're running a little long. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
The expert. Oh, this comes from Brian, by the way, our #1 fan. Brian wants to know, the experts are given a lucrative contract to each create a signature scent to represent them. What would your signature scent be?
Oh, my
I've
Lord.
never worn cologne. I never wear deodorant, so it would be musky.
Febreze.
Yeah.
But if I could, if I just could
Febreze.
Febreze my dick and walk around every day.
Yeah.
But if I could like design a smell, it would be Fruit Loops. If I smelled like Fruit Loops every day,
Ooh. Fruit Loops is a
Wow.
good
yeah,
smell.
I'd be knee deep in the pee.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
I'd rock
pea-
some Fruit Loop.
Yeah.
If you just
that's
smell
not-
like
that's-
Fruit Loops, that's the best smell ever.
Sugar Crisp
pretty
is
good.
also good. They got that molasses.
Smell like fucking
Kinda smell.
molasses. Someone smells like molasses in here. Someone on this bus smells like molasses.
I don't hate it.
Fucking feet and molasses.
Yeah, they smell so sweet and slow.
I don't dislike the cereal scent. Like that's a good move. That's a good move.
If you're trying to fucking attract children, you pedos. Fuck. I mean, like, I'm torn. Like, do I come up with my own signature scent? Or, like, am I, like, what I would want to smell like? Like, I think,
Yeah, it's what you
Like-
want to smell like.
I think I like the idea of just, like, if I'm having a signature scent, it's definitely whatever,
It's got to
like,
represent you.
what my taint smells like, you know?
No,
like,
no,
that's
no.
the smell.
That's not
Yours
Yeah.
would be like stale beer and burritos.
Yeah,
No,
old
I want to
meal
smell
and
like-
homemade pizza.
I want to smell like the septum of my lower half, you know? Like,
Oh my god.
pierce it. Yeah, I guess it would smell like stale beer and marijuana.
Bong water.
Bong water.
You're the only person I know that still smokes a bong.
Really?
Yeah.
If I had to pick like Skyler's
that
like
old lungs.
growing up smell, it would be the fucking like dirty fucking spoof that never gets cleaned.
It
Yeah,
does
the
nothing.
smooth
Yeah.
smell.
Room just smelled like fucking fabric softener and bong water.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point in my room, I had a fucking spoof tied to a helium balloon of Thomas the Tank Engine. Just so I would never lose the spoof. It was
floats.
always,
Always
just,
at arm's
always
reach.
there. Just reach
Yeah.
over and use it.
That's
And
a
then,
great
like, when the
idea.
helium, like, had finally let out of the balloon, it was just a spoof with a fucking, like, shitty deflated balloon attached to it, dragged around everywhere.
Still
For,
never gonna lose it.
No.
The uneducated, a spoof is a paper towel roll shoved with dryer sheets that you would
Yeah.
exhale your bong smoke into, so it didn't
Yeah.
funk
Yeah.
the house up. But
Yep.
this,
And you would inhale the dementia.
yeah.
Oh my god, big time. That was the worst. If you got a big rip and you're blowing out and then you cough before you take it away
Yeah.
from your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh man, sucking in dryer sheet, like fucking
Ooh.
ruin your day.
Telling you, dementia, instant.
Instant. Yeah. Like there were plenty of times, like even just when we still used it in my nan's basement, which was rare, but when
Yeah.
we did for like that 3-month period,
Yeah.
there was plenty of times where I swore I got instant lung cancer. Like I was like, I'm done for the day. Like
Yeah.
I got cancer going on right now in my throat, like instant cancer. There it is.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing
you
to
put your
do
finger
with
on
the carcinogen that you're inhaling, and everything
Nope.
to do with the bounty sheets that you're blowing through.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sucking back in, yeah.
But if I could choose a scent that I wanted to smell like, I feel like try to give you guys a little backstory, but like tonight will be my last podcast in this apartment. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm officially moving. But so
Yeah.
we went to the lawyers last week and signed off our lives, basically, like gave them a check for a
Yeah.
whole lot of money, my
Yeah.
whole like life savings. And then when we left, the first thing I did was drove over to the closest Kentucky Fried Chicken
Nice.
and got a bucket,
And
a
celebrated.
12 piece
Yeah.
bucket of the Colonel's Finest.
Yeah.
Your last $30.
So if I could have a signature scent, it would just be the smell of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Fresh or
Oh,
day
that
old?
gravy.
How long did your
That
bucket
gravy.
last?
No,
good.
it's fresh. It's fresh. Oh, it lasted 2 days
Yeah, that's
after initial
So-
consumption.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
36 hours.
36 hours
Yeah.
of Kentucky
Yeah.
goodness.
And originally I was like 12 pieces of chicken, 3 pieces of chicken a day. That's 4 days.
Yeah.
And then I got
Wait,
like
your roommate's not eating?
No, she didn't want. She's on a diet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She like I hyped up this bucket of chicken like all week. Like I was more excited for bucket of chicken than I was lawyer. And then
She's just eating the herbs and spices. She's not eating the
yeah,
chicken.
no, she went and got like a burrito bowl or something. You know, something fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once she said that she didn't want the chicken, it was like, all right, well, like, you know, Homer Simpson rules: if you pick fruit, you live with
Yeah.
fruit.
Your
So
burrito
you're
will
like-
be done in
yeah.
6 minutes, and I got 3
Yeah.
days of food.
Yeah, I thought I was getting 4 when I originally planned it, right?
Yeah.
Like I got 4 days of food here, and then obviously
Yeah, you eat it.
it's the
too.
Colonel's Finest.
Too
You can't
fucking-
just
Finger
like
licking. It's finger
yeah.
licking, bud.
Oh,
Yeah.
when I lived in Romania, I ate so much goddamn KFC, and like
Yeah.
my Romanian roommate was like, couldn't tell if I was joking all the time. Also with like language barrier, like translate of humor isn't always a thing. But she'd be like, "Oh, where are you going for dinner tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, KFC, last all week." She's like, "Ah ha ha." Funny Canadian. It's like, I'm not joking. I'm getting KFC.
No.
I'm gonna get those like boneless strips and use them to like make
Ooh.
every meal the rest of the week. Eat them with eggs. Eat them on pasta. Like,
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
lasting all
You
week.
can. You
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
yeah.
Get like 6 of
Just
those
fucking-
fucking things. You know, a bunch like you said, like 6 pieces of 6 whatever family box things, like 6 pieces
Yeah.
of chicken, 6 boneless strips, like a fucking coleslaw.
Damn.
That's lasting
Oh, that
all week.
fucking radioactive green coleslaw.
Yeah,
You
it's
make me
lasting-
hungry.
It's lasting all week, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, besides molasses, if I had to pick a scent, I would. I'd probably go fuel, like diesel fuel,
Ooh,
gasoline,
God.
maybe.
Yeah.
What, look
Yeah,
at you
yeah.
with one eye quivering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diesel smells good, man.
Make sure you spray that around the base of your penis before you leave
you
every
gotta.
night. Yeah.
But,
You
like,
gotta
I'm
burn
thinking-
off the scabs, right?
yeah. Yeah. Hide the raspberries. Baby, they're not herpes, they're blackberries.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd go full
that's-
diesel.
I always enjoyed the smell of gasoline
Oh,
and
yeah.
water together, like
Great
from
smell.
boats.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
smell.
Oh, it always
It's
takes
a
me
great
back
smell.
whenever I smell that like 2-stroke gasoline. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mm,
Oil and
Yeah.
gas
yeah,
mix.
some
Yeah.
lake fun.
put some of that behind your ears.
I would.
I would. I
Yeah.
totally would.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into this. I might try and like concoct something.
Yeah. Yeah, water and gasoline behind the ears and diesel oil under my
I
dick.
might try and make like a Fruit Loop like face scrub.
Ooh,
Okay.
fuck, that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
you get acne.
Let's see what happens next week. If it's like worse or it's like that guy smells pretty good. He's got a rosy glow.
You're gonna need a
Just scrubbing the
microdermabrasion.
first layer of skin off with your
Yeah,
fucking
like
Fruit
ground up
Loops.
Fruit Loops.
Ooh, it's like just grinding glass into your face.
It might exfoliate.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a
it would. It would.
microdermabrasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the kid at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, let's wrap that up then. Let's leave it at that.
Dermatologist
I got a project
green.
for this week.
Yeah.
You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for posts and bullshit. And the podcast is up on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. Do you guys have any last words? Oh, wait. Frontline Fiesta. We fucking love you. We talk about punk on
Yeah.
almost every episode. We love you. We love Burger King and Febreze, our 2 sponsors. Fuck Tim Hortons. But
Yeah, fuck Hortons.
Fuck Hortons. What do you guys have to say before we wrap up?
I'll take a double-double.
Take a double.
Yeah, I'll take a double.
If you don't know, get the video.
Good.
Wow.
Good advice.
Good
Yeah.
advice.
Good advice.
I'm going to
Yeah.
ponder that the rest of the night.
I think Arsenio Hall once said that.
Oh, I know where you're going with that. Magic Johnson was involved. Good night. We
Used to
love
be
you.
on my Good night, everybody.
Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We are Pretty Much Experts. You can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. While you're at it, go have a look at our Facebook page. You can ask an expert any time of day or night, whatever you like. And if you're into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, baby. Thanks again, everybody. Tune in next week. We are Pretty Much Experts, and we love you, I guess.
Just